and I shall call this look minimalist, combined with lack of skill and just a hint of it being too early in the damn morning. Hi beautiful, welcome back to my channel. Okay, I keep seeing all of these back to school makeup tutorials and I can't do that. And I saw an interesting twist, and it is the makeup that I wore in high school. And I haven't been in high school for decades. I mean decades. I graduated from high school in 1988. So almost 30 freaking years ago. So I don't know what to tell you how to do your makeup for now, because the way I did it and the way a lot of my friends did it back in the 80s, nobody wants that, alright? So I'm going to go ahead and do the makeup that I did on myself in high school. So, disclaimer, I have nothing on my face except moisturizer. I do apologize for the horrible bags and the extra poppiness of the eyes. I am going off about 3 hours of sleep and I'm exhausted, so I may act a little weird and I look a hot mess. So I hope you understand, but I'm gonna go ahead and dive in. Alright, so back in the day I would just have oil of Olay on my face. None of it had sunscreen. We didn't know nothing about no damn sunscreen for the face. Maybe if you were going to a beach you would put some sunblock on, but not usually. I'm gonna do something with my lips. I used Vaseline because it's cheap, it's abundant, and I didn't like chapstick. Back in the day, chapstick, in my opinion, wasn't very emollient. It was like smearing candle wax on your lips, in my opinion, so I never used that. So I cannot believe I'm doing this. We're going to smear some Vaseline on my very dry lips. Okay, Vaseline is on. Now we're going to start with the face. Now when I was in high school, God, when I was in high school there wasn't even a MAC. Yeah, MAC didn't exist, at least not to regular lay people. I feel like MAC was first started in like 84, but the first store or the first like Macy's kind of counter type situation wasn't until like 91 or something like that, and I was already out of high school by then, so I didn't know nothing about no MAC when I was in high school. Also, the only line that had anything to do with brown folks was Fashion Fair. And this may be a little unfair, but I feel like my 15, 16, 17-year-old self thought that everybody that used Fashion Fair kind of looked a little orangey. I could be wrong, but I can say with a fair degree of certainty that I felt like everyone who was wearing Fashion Fair definitely looked made up. Like they had a mask-like quality to their face. And I do believe a little bit orangey. There was nothing else. Not really. I think towards the end of high school, Clinique started to get with the program and make some colors for some browner folks. But it was expensive. My mother wasn't paying for that. I don't even know if I had a job through most of high school, so it was drugstore. As far as drugstores were concerned, they just did not typically make any foundation my color or darker. I think every now and then I could find one that was sort of my color, but all of the foundations had a pink undertone. I do not have a pink undertone. Very few black people I've ever met in my entire life have a pink undertone. So it was just an invitation to Ash Central. You put that foundation on, if you could find a color that might be your color. The undertone was always pink. It was ashy. You was a mess. Okay? You was a mess. So drugstore foundations were out. And so I just used powder. I used a CoverGirl, I don't know what it was called, but it's in a little brown compact, and I used the color Soft Honey. I will insert a picture here. And I saw them, they do still make them, like on the lower level of the drugstore, but they didn't have my color. They didn't have Soft Honey. They still make Soft Honey, but they didn't have it in the store. So I am going to get creative and use this Black Radiance Soft Focus Finishing Powder. It's about my color. Pretty good match, I think. Golden Almond. So I'm going to use this. I do know that I didn't have, I had like one brush, and so I used the puff that came with the foundation, or the powder. This doesn't have a puff, so I'm going to use this one from my L'Oreal True Match powder. So I would take the little puff, dab it into the foundation, or the powder. I keep calling it foundation. It was not a foundation powder, it was just a powder. And just go to town. Okay, so that's what I would do. Put my compact powder on, then I would get my eyeliner, and it was usually a Wet n Wild eyeliner, and it was usually in some kind of color. Now, I got a couple of Wet n Wild ones. They were so cheap still. I love Wet n Wild. I would often use purple. Sometimes I would use blue. This is a Milani one. They didn't have Milani back then. Not that I know of anyway. And then this one is a black one. I do vaguely recall these little smudger tips on some of them, like as time went on. But, ooh, honey. So we're going to try the purple. I also remember that they were like kohl liners, and they were very hard. So like to get any real color payoff without like scraping your eyelid up with the pencil, you had to hit it with a lighter. Like turn a lighter on and then run this over it a couple times and then let that cool a little bit, and then you could go in and then it would actually deposit color. So let's see how this one's doing. Oh God. And I would line my entire eye. So top, yeah, this is better. I would have never gotten even this minimal amount of color with the old ones. Oh my God. I didn't spend a whole lot of time doing my makeup in high school because I've never been a morning person, and school just started too damn early. So I would sleep to the last possible minute and then get up and like mad dash it. But I would not leave the house without some eyeliner on at least, because I've always had these big eyes. And I feel like they're way too plain and like poppy without something on them. Oh my God. This isn't a whole lot better. This is a real, woo. Oh my God. Please tell me I didn't really go like this to school. And I know I did. I know I did sometimes. Now, I will say, though, that the colored eye pencils, like the purple and the blue, because, you know, they tell you that purple looks good on brown eyes. It wasn't an everyday thing. A lot of times I would just wear black. But, oh my God, do you see how, like, it's, like, balling up? This isn't much better than it was in high school, I feel like. I feel like this could have definitely benefited from a lighter. But I don't have one. I don't smoke anymore. Oh my God. It smells like a crayon or something. Okay, this is a hot mess. I really should have found a lighter or bought one for this because it does still kind of really need it needs some warmth to it, but because it's real like choppy looking, but I don't believe I looked a whole lot better than this, so we'll just let it go. Okay, I didn't do anything at all to my eyebrows, but what I did realize is that I need to hit underneath that with a little bit of face powder, or else it would be all over my face by second period. So I would hit it with a little bit of powder to set it to some degree. I didn't do anything to my eyebrows. Doing stuff to your eyebrows just really wasn't a thing when I was in high school. The most I would do to my eyebrows is this. I didn't use any like gel stuff. My eyebrows don't really move anyway. They're fine and they pretty much just lay flat to my head. So as long as I don't actively do like something like that, they'll stay the way they are. And I didn't often wear mascara because back then I feel like every mascara that I tried would flake and the little particles of it would fall into my eyes. And I've always worn contacts since I was in like middle school, and I have big enough eyes. There's always something going in one of my eyes to this day. I didn't need mascara in adding to the situation, but every now and then I would, because I did like the way my eyes looked. I felt they looked better with mascara. I can't tell you that I ever curled my lashes, so I'm not going to. Oh, and I'm using Great Lash because that's pretty much what I use. It's the only thing really that we had back then, and it was inexpensive. A lot of aggravation for very little payoff is how I'm feeling right about now. And I'm sorry if you can hear bangs and whatnot from time to time. There are workmen out front fixing the railing on my steps, so. And I only have like 10 eyelashes per eye, so. Okay, then what I would do is put on some kind of blush. I don't remember what blush I used back then, and this is already transferring all down here. Oh my God. It's already smearing in the corners of my eyes. Lord have mercy. Alright, anyway, to blush. I don't remember what color I had back then. I bought, but it was this, like a little CoverGirl Cheekers blush. This color happens to be in Rock and Rose, and it's about the color that I would have gotten back then. Something like that. I didn't have a blush brush. I had, not this brush, but a brush similar to this. It's really like a powder brush, I feel like, but I used it for blush. I never washed it, and I remember one time after having it for years without washing it, I read an article, probably in like Cosmopolitan magazine, that talked about, oh my God, you have to wash your brushes. And I finally washed it, and it was so caked with gunk that when I finally got it clean, and it took like a solid 30 minutes of scrubbing to get it clean. When I finally got it clean, all the hairs fell out of it because the only thing holding it together was all the dirt. So gross. So let's go in with some blush. Using a powder brush. And this is just how I would put it on. All up in here. and a little up in here. Now, I wouldn't have put it on quite this dark, but I want to make sure you can see it. But I will put on some blush, girl. Okay, so next is lips. Now that I have powder on and horrible eyeliner, it's lips. Like I said, MAC wasn't a thing back then, but I have no idea what I used. Probably Revlon. I don't know what color I used, but judging from my high school graduation picture, it was a color similar to this. It is called Spice It Up by MAC. I don't even know if they make this. I haven't worn this one in years, so let's go ahead. It's a similar color, and I would have had some color on my lips because my lips are very kind of just brown and blah and very like pigmented around the rim, and you know, I didn't like that. So here we go. No lip liner. I would have blotted. And if I had time, added another layer like I'm doing. But I didn't have a whole lot of time in high school. I was never a morning person, and school just started too early, man, and ain't nobody got time for that. So, this is pretty much it. This is pretty much all I did with this awful mascara that's transferring already. Ugh. My hair. Lord. So I just knew they weren't going to have this. So I was at my local Rite Aid looking for something that would achieve the same effect as this hair product right here. But they actually have them still. I cannot believe this. They still make banana clips. Do you see this? Banana clips. Are you kidding me? Who is wearing banana clips in 2016? Who? They still make these. I almost fell on the floor laughing in the Rite Aid, but I'm glad because this is what I wore. I had a couple of these here banana clips in the 80s, but they were about this big. I had a couple that were about this big, so they were like the large banana clips to fit all my hair. I don't even know if I still know how to put this thing in without tearing out all of my hair, but let's give it a go. One moment, please. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, so it wasn't that hard. I would have done something better with this. It usually would have been like hairsprayed and sitting up, and then maybe coming down in a swoop. Or it would have been curled back and like teased a little bit and then had a little bit coming forward to help deflect attention from my giant forehead. But this is as good as it's gonna get. This fits, actually. This banana clip. So the hair had to be curly, in my opinion, sticking out of the banana clip, which is why I made a half-assed attempt at curling my hair. But let me turn around and give you the full glory of the banana clip. Okay, one moment, please. Yeah, I did this in the 80s and knew I was cute. That's the really tragic part of this whole story. I did this hot mess, trifling mess to myself, and thought I was cute. This is my high school makeup look. And just to show you I ain't lying, I will go and get my senior picture for you to see. 1 minute, please. Okay, here is my picture. Oh, be kind. This was good back in the day. I'm spitting all over the place, but this was good back in the day. Can you see that? Look at that bad weave piece. Can you see? Yes. And this was special makeup. Like, this was a little more effort and care. I think this was like a granite smoky gray color around the eyes. But yes, take a look again. Look at that. And you see what I mean about the hair going up but having a piece coming down? Yes. Yes. It was a hot mess. But back then, honey, I was cute. You see? Nothing done to the eyebrows at all. Yeah, you saw that. Okay. Lord have mercy. Okay. So, I hope you got a chuckle out of this. I hope you found it at least mildly amusing. It was fun to think about back in the day, what I used to do. It's really sad that this is how I went out of the house every day and was allowed to do so. But this is it. Yeah. Please, if you like this, give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. Be kind, though. This is I was like 16 or 17 in that picture. I didn't know what I was doing. We didn't have all the stuff you guys got now. So cut me some slack. But yeah, this is banana clip realness, girl. Yes, this is how I went to school looking every day in, God, 1984 to 1988 pretty much. It's a wonder I ever had a boyfriend. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Much love to you. Subscribe, comment down below, and like this video if you like it. I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.